Good day. My name is Dave Glover. Today, I'm going to walk you through building a very simple correlation rule. The construct of the rule is very simple. We want to be alerted when a virus has been detected on a server where the host name starts with an S. If that rule triggers, we want to classify that as a high severity. Also, if this host ends in a CRIT followed by 2 digits, then we want to raise that severity to critical. The way we're going to build this rule will actually be done in a couple of different pieces. We're going to leverage application rules as well as the correlation rule engine itself. So let's get started on how we're going to approach this. Now that we know the rule that we're being asked for, let's break it up into the different pieces. So the first thing we need to look for is virus name exists. Second and third part we need to look for is the server names that begin with certain characters and end with certain characters. The server names actually parse to the host.source key. So what we'll do is we'll do host source begins with an S, and then also the other piece is host source ends with CRIT followed by 2 numbers. What we're going to do is we're going to use application rules to pre-tag some of this traffic, and then once the tags are done, then we'll actually go into the event source analysis rule builder and leverage those tags to build this very simple rule. So let's start with first creating the application rules. If we look at the first one is very, very simple, and it's exactly how it's written here. The second one, however, because we're looking for 2 digits, we actually need to leverage some regular expression logic in the application rule. So let's go ahead and build those 2 application rules. We're here in our Admin Services tab. Let's actually go over to the log decoder. Now in my case I have a single log decoder that the traffic is coming in on, but if you have multiples you are going to have to push those application rules to the different servers. Let's go ahead into the config, application rule. Let's go ahead and build the app rule for the server that starts with S. We're going to go here, I'm going to click plus for the add. And now here's where we want to define the rule name. So I can do something very simply as server S. Now I build my condition. So here I would do host, and you can see there's some IntelliSense going on. Host SRC begins with an S. Very, very simple. And now what we want to do is we want to alert, and we want to put this into the alert key, or I could put it into any other key. Alert here does not reference alerts in the traditional sense with email notifications and everything. All it's really doing is it's tagging this traffic, and it's going to copy the rule name into the alert meta key. So we're going to go ahead and do that one now. We're also going ahead and build the second half of this application rule that looks for CRIT with 2 digits. And we're going to leverage some regex for this as well. So now what we can do is we can do server ends CRIT. Do something very, very simple. Host SRC regex single quote CRIT as my literals. We're then going to do a open bracket /D for digit, close bracket, open curly bracket, 2, close curly bracket, and then close the expression. We're using the 2 to tell the regex expression that we're looking for 2 digits. So we're going to go ahead and put that one into alert as well. And what we can do is we can see our 2 app rules that we've just created there. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go apply those, and then that'll actually activate those rules. There's nothing else needed to activate them. And we can see that this comes back, and we now have our application rules in place. We'll move on over to configuration, ESA rules, and here now we want to create that new rule. We're going to use a rule builder, and here we have the rule name and the description and the severity. I've gone ahead and given our rule a name. Virus exists on high severity servers. On here, I'm going to put the severity to high. So now is where I start building my condition. First thing we want to do is we want to give the condition a name. So I went ahead and called this high severity servers, and we want all of the following conditions. So the first thing we need is we need virus name. The operator is not null. The second thing we need is we need our alert meta key. And if you remember, what we did was we put in server _s. So what this is going to look for is it's going to look for the contents of a virus name on a server that we tagged earlier where they actually begin with S. So we can go ahead and save this. We have this marked as a high severity. Now, if we wanted to, we can actually add in an email notification. But as it stands right now, the result of this rule triggering would then go into the respond module. Very, very, very simple rule here. And if we wanted to, we could actually test this rule. So let's go ahead and save this. And now what we want to do is we want to build the second part of that rule, which is the critical alerts. Same scenario. So we're going to go back into the rule builder, and we're going to go ahead and give that a name. So we'll do virus detected on critical servers. And remember, we want the severity to be critical. So let's go ahead and add a condition in here as well. So we're going to go ahead and do virus detected on critical servers. Again, all of the conditions. We want virus name is not null. Add in another meta condition. And in this case, we're going to do alert as well. Is one of, and this is server ends crit. We could have also put in the servers ended in or begins in S as an additional meta condition. However, in my case, all of the servers that end in CRIT also begin with S, so it was a little bit redundant. So let's go ahead and click save on this. And then same deal, we could have done notifications on this as well. Let's go ahead and save. At this point, we do have both of these rules in the rule library. However, we need to bring those over to actually activate them. So the first thing we can do is we can do a filter, just type in virus, as that's the ones I did, and I can check both of these and bring them over to my correlation rules. Once I've done that, I can actually click on the deploy now button. What that's going to do is it's going to stop the existing deployment. It's going to rewrite all the new rules and activate them. And we could see this all came back, and if we scroll on down to the bottom here, virus exists on critical servers, virus exists on high severity servers, and those are now deployed and put into the system. There are many different ways that these rules can be written. We could have used whitelists, blacklists, but for me, this is a very, very simple way to build a rule that makes a lot of sense using application rules to tag them. Hope this was helpful. Thank you.